But this is what we came up with as far as the things that make us angry. Yeah, that's what it's the habits of other drivers, people doing things they shouldn't, mainly kids or kids breaking the rules, people who are late or who make me late, liars, people who steal, and people going off schedule. They don't follow the plan.
Yeah, entitlement, self-centeredness. So you're oblivious to
everybody else.
Everyone else but me.
They're me monsters.
Yes.
And part of that comes with the driving. And then
So
somebody gets in the lane next to you and then wants to pull over. That whole entitlement, because in my mind I'm thinking, why do you think you're any better than me that you can't wait in this line I've been in for 3 red lights? Yeah. And in my mind, okay, maybe in my heart, I'm thinking, okay, what does it hurt to let them go ahead of you?
See, the story that you tell yourself is that they think they're better than me and they don't have to wait.
Yeah.
So the stories that we have, that we tell ourselves, is what makes us react in certain ways to certain situations. And those stories, as we've seen in the past, come from our earlier life, about things that the things that we tell ourselves. Now, when you look at anger, it's an emotion characterized by antagonism toward somebody or something that you feel has deliberately done you wrong. That's how we react. That's the emotion that we feel. When you feel that someone or something has deliberately done you wrong. Does anybody beside me ever get frustrated? And the best way to explain my frustration is just say get frustrated at life. Just things that happen, you begin to feel like somebody's got it out for you, and you don't really want to go there, but that's kind of the way you feel. That frustration can build into anger. It doesn't enable you to live the kind of righteous life that God wants you to live. All right? But we all have anger. Now, we may not all have anger issues. None of us in this room may have anger issues. But there are people that have anger issues. Some people are more prone to be angry than other people. Actually, they're really more, it kind of shows itself in being more grumpy than anything else. It's more anger directed inside. And it can make you feel that you're at the mercy of a very powerful emotion. Anger can be caused by both internal and external elements. There are things that happen inside of us and things that happen outside of us. You could be angry at a specific person, such as a coworker or a supervisor or an employee, a driver that pulls up beside you and wants in the lane and don't want to wait, or they won't let you in. These things can be triggered by remembering traumatic events, or they actually build on each other. Especially if you have the feeling that something or someone has it out for you, then this very unidentifiable thing, person, event, they keep building until you reach a point that it breaks. And you just get to a point where you just can't, you can't deal with it anymore and you explode. So we've got James 1:19 that says, know this, you need to be ready to listen, not so ready to talk, and not so ready to get angry. What does 1 Timothy 2:8 say?
I want men everywhere to lift up holy hands in prayer without anger or disputing.
Okay. And who has Ephesians 4:26?
In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. Get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice.
All right.
It says, but now you must rid yourself of all such things as these: rage, anger,
4:26.
malice, slander, and filthy language from your lips.
Okay. Does it sound like there was an anger problem in the first century? Do you know people that have anger issues?
Yes.
Does anybody here not know somebody that has anger issues? Why did Paul feel it necessary to address this issue with the Colossians, with the Ephesians, with Timothy, and James had to mention it? What was it? How were they different than we are? Do you think they thought they didn't have an anger problem too? And anger is not even the base issue, the base emotion. See, it's not anger that's really driving this. Anger is a response to danger. Also, selfishness or a lack of trust. This is where we got into the discussion about men's driving. When we get angry, our body gets energized for action. I mean, that's where the fight or flight response comes in, and that's how the blood pressure rises, the adrenaline is increased in our body, and that's why we have such a hard time controlling that response, because our body's all charged up. And if we don't find a way to release that tension, then we risk the anger building up, as we saw in the tornado example, until it just explodes all over everywhere, all over everybody, and you totally overreact to something that was really insignificant because it has built up in you. And that is the reason that I think the writers were trying to get across to the people they were writing to and to us that anger is not going to be something that's going to be fruitful.